Hi everybody, this is Gina Roisenthal. Welcome back to this week's series, Top 5 Reasons Why People Quit Your Business. And today's segment is called The Road Ahead. And today what I would like to talk about mirrors a little bit of what Jerry was talking about on Tuesday about, that was on Monday actually, when he was talking about people not understanding what it takes exactly. And this is another piece of that. He talked about how people don't understand how many hours it really does take in a week because we like to give them the hours of actually presenting, but we're not giving them the hours of everything else they have to do. There's another side to that. We don't actually, oftentimes anyway, we will not tell them how long on average it takes to get to any particular level in their business. We like to tell them about the fast success stories. We like to tell them about how people get from point A to point B in 3 months or 6 months, and you have to meet this person. She got her company car in the first 5 months, and this team is using this system, and it seems like everybody that joins reaches the top levels within the first year, and that's great. We need to always share with people what's possible, but what we don't like to tell them, what's uncomfortable, is following that up with, guess what, statistically speaking, you're probably not going to be one of those people, because those people come along and they set great examples for us. They show us what we can do, but the average person takes longer to get to where they want to go in the business, to reach each level and get their promotions. They don't get there as quickly as the ones who are on the stage at the conference center or getting their stories told all throughout the company because it's so exciting to talk about it. The average person, and most companies will have an average timeline of how long it takes to get to each business, and we will often share that with them, but they need to be prepared that they might move even slower than that. I know my trajectory in the company moved more slowly than what the average was, and I know some people who are at the top of the company I was with now that took 10 times, 15 times longer to get there than what the average was. And I think a lot of times when we talk to people, we're afraid that it's going to sound too daunting. We're afraid that they're going to think, 5 years, really? I have to do this for 5 years to get to that income level? Or I have to do this for 5 years to be able to quit my job that I'm going to be working alongside of this business? And we're afraid that's going to overwhelm them and they're going to quit. But then what happens if we don't tell them that, if we don't prepare them, they get overwhelmed and they quit anyway, like Jerry said, after we've poured our heart and soul into them, after we've spent all of this time training them and equipping them and taking them to different events and putting our hopes in them. And then they quit and then it hurts and it gets personal. So once again, just to reiterate Jerry, it's better to get all of this out up front. And one of the questions I remember asking people when I would meet with them is, if you change nothing, if you keep doing the same thing, what will your life look like in 5 years? And they would usually say, well, it'll probably be exactly the same. I won't have gotten out of debt. I'm capped out at my job. I can't make any more money. Everything will probably be the same. And then we'll show them our business plan. Well, look, you know, if you follow this business plan, you can change that. Your life can look different in 5 years. And we don't really get them to commit, though, to the whole 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year plan. We say your life can look different in 5 years. You can be at the top of the company. You can be making 6 figures a month in 5 years. But once again, on the average, that's not really what happens. And we need to add people to our team that have the inner strength to look at a 5 year plan and say, yes, I can do this for 5 years. I can commit to this, what you're telling me I need to do every week. I can do that for 5 years in order to quit my job. And at the same time, let them know, hey, maybe you'll be one of those people that shoot to the top faster. Maybe you'll be one of those success stories that everybody's talking about. But even if you're not, and even if you take twice as long as the average, and you get to the top of the company in, say, 10 years, will it be worth it? Once you're there, once you have that paycheck, once you've been able to leave your job behind, will it be worth it? Would you put in 10 years? You're looking for people that will come in as lifers. You're looking for people that aren't going to come in and say, well, I'm going to give it 3 months. I'm going to give it 6 months. You say I can win the company car in 6 months if I try real hard. I'm going to try real hard. But if I don't get it in 6 months, then I'm going to quit because that's all I'm good for. That's not the kind of person you want joining your team anyway. You want someone who's in for the long haul, who can look at 10 years, look at twice the average. That was twice the average in my company. Who can look at 10 years and say, yeah, it'll still be worth it. I will make this commitment. I'm going to join this business. I'm going to follow this system. I'm going to have a no matter what attitude. I'm going to be a lifer because I have faith in myself. I have faith in you as my upline. I have faith in this company and this product or service, and I'm going to make a commitment to do what it takes for as long as it takes to get to the top of this company. That's the kind of person that we're looking for, and that kind of person will not get scared off when you describe to him what the average timeline is, or when you present to them what if it takes you longer than average. That's the kind of person you need, and if you are that kind of person yourself, if you are a lifer, if you're dedicated, if you're not thinking, well, you know, if this doesn't pan out for me in the next year, I might have to look at something else. If you become that person, you will attract that kind of person, and you will be able to train up those kind of people on your team to attract those type of people as well, and then you'll be off and running. So just a little bit of reality for them on the timeline, and see how they do with that in the beginning. And if it scares them, then just know that that person was going to leave your team anyway, and you will have saved yourself a lot of time and a lot of heartache. So thank you so much for joining us today, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for the last segment, the last of the top 5 reasons why people quit your business. Thank you. Have a great day.